Well, severe storms rolled through the Twin Cities over the weekend, and severe storms in western Minnesota earlier this morning. Chance for more thunderstorms for southeastern Minnesota later today, and then a cooler, quieter week. So you can see the path of Saturday night storms just by looking at the rainfall totals here over the course of the weekend. Storms started in North Dakota, just south of Fargo-Moorhead, and kind of followed 94 right into the Twin Cities and southeastern Minnesota. A swath of 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in that area, but also a lot of wind damage reports Saturday night in parts of the metro too. And then this morning, primarily western Minnesota, we had several wind damage reports. 63-mile-an-hour wind gust recorded in Olivia. A semi was blown off the highway just west of Wilmer. And those storms fizzled as they moved east, luckily, but there's potential for more storms later today. The focus is this cool front that's sweeping in out of the Dakotas into western Minnesota today. That'll fire up more storms later in the day. It'll get steamy with just even a few peaks of sun. We should be in the 80s here across southern Minnesota. Of course, we still have a lot of moisture out there too. Very humid today. Dew points will be right around that 70-degree mark. But the development later today probably will be more into southeastern Minnesota, western Wisconsin, I think just south and east of the Twin Cities. But those initial storms could be severe, so that's why there is a slight risk, level 2 out of 5 for just the southeastern corner of the state, but an enhanced risk for Iowa, Illinois into Indiana, where we're looking at a pretty significant wind threat potentially for that area. Widespread 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts are possible. Maybe we'll see some of that initially in southeastern Minnesota, but most of those wind gusts are going to be into eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, into far southern Wisconsin, I think. So the cells that we see, probably mostly a hail threat in southeastern Minnesota initially. Dew points stay muggy today, but behind that front, big drop in dew points. By tomorrow afternoon, maybe 50s and 40s dew points, so about half the water in the air tomorrow by the end of the day compared to what we have now and have over the course of the weekend. We also hit 90 degrees finally yesterday, our first one of the season, tied for 15th latest. Much cooler tomorrow, upper 70s, just upper 60s in far northern Minnesota. And we might get clipped by some showers in southwestern Minnesota. A couple of the models, our higher resolution models, do produce a little more aggressive shower activity for western Minnesota. Maybe we'll get clipped by some of those in the Twin Cities, but mostly after today we should be dry. Cooler air settling in. Below normal temperatures tomorrow and Wednesday before gradually ramping back up into the 80s here by the course of the weekend. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Really stunning couple of days coming up here. So mid 80s, still sticky today. And again, we might see some of that thunder develop later in the afternoon, evening. But really, the Twin Cities will be kind of on the northwestern edge of where I think that stuff does pop. And then tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun, cooler, more comfortable. Again, we could see a few showers, better chances southwestern Minnesota. And then sunny and beautiful. Look at that, Wednesday, Thursday, upper 70s, low humidity, down to around 60 at night. I think we're going to see 40s in northern Minnesota for overnight lows, and then gradually back towards more normal temperatures by the course of the weekend. Maybe some isolated shower thunderstorm chances this weekend, but right now doesn't look like a real good threat of any moisture. Mostly a nice break of several days, potentially of dry weather.